So Keefe D named Diddy 77 times in court documents related to Tupac.
That this is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
The world of hip-hop has always been a melting pot of talent, rivalry, and larger-than-life personalities. Yet few tales have gripped the public like the mysterious and unresolved case of Shakur's tragic end. Now, decades later, new allegations have reignited one of the genre's most notorious sagas, thrusting none other than Sean Diddy Combs into the limelight. That's right. Newly filed court documents reveal that Diddy's name was mentioned a staggering 47 times in a confidential police interview, with claims alleging he may have played a role in orchestrating the events that led to the tragedy. Let's dive in.
But P. Diddy has consistently denied any involvement in Tupac's. He stated multiple times that he had no connection to the event. And in an interview with Vanity Fair in 2017, he said, "I never had anything to do with any of the violence that was going on during that time."
In a secretly recorded 2009 interview with Las Vegas police, Keefe D allegedly admitted to being involved in the infamous drive-by that stunned the world. But here's the bombshell. Keefe didn't stop there. He reportedly accused Diddy of putting a massive bounty on Shakur and Suge Knight's heads. According to the interview transcripts, Diddy allegedly told Keefe something like, "I'll give anything for that guy's head." The claim suggests that Diddy, angered by Shakur's brutal diss track Hit 'Em Up, and wary of Suge Knight's influence, may have taken matters into his own hands. However, Diddy has always strongly denied these allegations.
The only man currently facing charges in the case, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, claims that Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, paid for a hit on Tupac.
Let's rewind to the summer of 1996. Shakur releases Hit 'Em Up, a track that isn't just throwing shade. It's a full-scale verbal onslaught. In it, Shakur targets Diddy, the notorious B.I.G., and several other East Coast artists, claiming dominance over the rap game and making deeply personal jabs. The song was raw, brutal, and unapologetic, cementing the animosity between coasts at an all-time high. Insiders at the time said Diddy was furious, not only because of the diss track, but because of the potential harm to his reputation and his label's standing in the industry. Now, fast forward to the alleged meeting between Diddy and Keefe D. According to Keefe, Diddy made an explosive offer in front of a room of about 45 people. Yes, 45 witnesses. Picture the scene. A mix of industry figures, associates, and hangers-on all present for what could be one of the most chilling proposals in hip-hop history. Keefe claims Diddy didn't specify an amount, but made it clear the bounty on Shakur and Suge Knight's heads was significant. Keefe recalls Diddy saying he was real scared of that guy, referring to Suge, painting a picture of a man desperate to protect his empire. But here's where it gets even murkier. Keefe alleges that after the tragic events unfolded in Las Vegas, he expected payment, but claims the money never came, at least not directly. Instead, he says the funds were handled by mutual associate Eric Zip Martin, who had ties to both Keefe and Diddy. Keefe claims Zip eventually got paid by Puff, but whether any of that money made it to Keefe remains unclear. This tangled financial trail has only deepened the intrigue, with some questioning whether Keefe's story is motivated by the alleged unpaid bounty, or simply a bid for attention.
There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
But wait, there's more. Keefe D's version of events doesn't just implicate Diddy, it also sheds light on the inner workings of the rivalry that defined an era. In the same interview, Keefe described himself as the leader of a group of Southside associates allegedly responsible for the attack. He even named his nephew, Orlando Anderson, as the one who pulled the trigger. For years, Anderson's involvement had been widely speculated, but Keefe's confession seemed to confirm what many had long suspected. Still, Keefe's claims have been met with significant skepticism. For one, why did he wait so long to come forward? And why now, while facing his own legal battle where he's accused of orchestrating the incident? Prosecutors argue that Keefe has confessed in nearly every form imaginable, from police interviews to media appearances. And they're now using his own words against him as they push for a life sentence. Meanwhile, Keefe's defense team tells a different story, claiming their client fabricated parts of his narrative for fame and financial gain.
Had clients describe MDC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
And then there's Diddy's side of the story. The the music mogul has consistently denied any involvement, dismissing the allegations as completely absurd and pure fiction. Over the years, Diddy has faced no charges in connection to Shakur's case, and law enforcement has repeatedly stated he's not a suspect. Still, the latest court filings have reignited old rumors, pulling Diddy's name back into a narrative he's tried to escape for decades. And let's not overlook that Diddy has his own legal battles to contend with, including charges that could potentially put him behind bars for life. So, what's the truth? Was Diddy really at the center of a plot to eliminate his rivals? Or is Keffe D crafting a story to save himself? The evidence remains murky at best, but one thing is certain. These allegations add another layer of complexity to a case that has haunted hip-hop for nearly 3 decades. With Keffe's trial approaching, all eyes will be on what unfolds next.
So what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that?
As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the 2nd U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
The saga doesn't stop here. Keffe's claims about Diddy aren't limited to that 2009 interview. He's hinted at them in various media appearances over the years, continuously adding fuel to the fire. In one particularly chilling account, Keffe recalled his reaction after the Las Vegas incident, saying, "We was like, damn, we can get paid now." That statement raises more questions than it answers. Who was supposed to pay? And why would someone like Keffe risk implicating himself if there wasn't at least some truth to his story?
Prosecutors gonna glamorize a case. I've had cases, and I hadn't worked for Diddy for years. You understand? And the prosecutor gonna say, Diddy former bodyguard. Get in the shootout. Diddy former bodyguard threatened a person's life or did this and did that.
For Diddy, the timing couldn't be worse. The rap mogul is already dealing with a series of legal battles, including allegations of misconduct that span decades. Now, with his name being dragged into one of the most infamous cases in music history, the pressure is intensifying. Will he be called to testify in Keffe's trial? And if so, what could that mean for his already fragile reputation? As the drama unfolds, one thing is certain. The world of hip-hop will never forget the East Coast-West Coast feud that claimed the lives of 2 of its brightest stars far too soon. While the allegations against Diddy remain unproven, they're a stark reminder of just how high the stakes were during that turbulent era. Whether these new revelations will bring long-awaited closure or only deepen the mystery is yet to be seen. For now, the question remains, how deep does this story go? And who else might get caught in its web?
They gotta come up with some kind of evidence, and they gotta have Keffe D say and point to some kind of evidence, which I don't think he could, that Diddy put out the hit on Tupac. Yeah, they gonna press him.
The twists and turns of the saga don't end with Keffe D's explosive claims. If you thought things couldn't get more complicated, think again. As the allegations pile up, the spotlight on Sean Diddy Combs burns brighter by the second. This isn't just about a feud or rumors of a bounty. It's about a tangled web of connections, power moves, and allegations that could reshape hip-hop history. But how did we even get here? How did Diddy, one of the most successful moguls in music, find himself accused of being tied to one of the most infamous incidents of the 1990s? Let's dig deeper.
They pressing him so bad, and I don't know how I should say this, that a week or two ago, they beat him up in jail. The cops.
First, let's dive into the courtroom drama unfolding right now. Dwayne Keffe D. Davis, the man behind these bombshell revelations, isn't just some outsider looking to stir the pot. Law enforcement has known about him for years, and his connection to that infamous night in Las Vegas has long been an open secret. Now, as Keffe faces serious legal trouble, prosecutors are going all out to ensure he doesn't walk free. They're relying heavily on his own words, interviews, confessions, and even a tell-all memoir to paint him as someone who didn't just witness the drama, but actively participated in it. Keffe's accounts have always been bold, to say the least. In one chilling recollection, he described sitting in the aftermath of the Las Vegas incident, thinking, "Man, we really did this." He's openly boasted about his ties to major players in the hip-hop world, crafting stories that draw attention while leaving more questions than answers. But the most explosive part of his narrative is his repeated allegations against Diddy. Court filings reveal that Keefe hasn't just implicated Diddy once or twice. He's done so over and over again in different formats across the years. While Diddy has always denied these claims, Keefe's persistence has kept the rumors alive. The tension between Diddy and Shakur wasn't just about music. It was about pride, power, and control. By the time Hit 'Em Up dropped, the East Coast-West Coast rivalry had become deeply personal. Shakur's scathing lyrics weren't just aimed at Diddy's label, they were aimed directly at him. "Puffy, I'll make sure all your kids don't grow," Shakur rapped. A line so brutal, it made his animosity unmistakable. For Diddy, who was tirelessly building his empire, this wasn't just a hit to his credibility, it was a direct threat. And according to Keefe D, that threat may have pushed Diddy to take a desperate step.
There are some problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see. These are allegations.
Let's pause for a moment and consider Diddy's perspective. At this point in his career, he was the face of Bad Boy Records, a label that had skyrocketed to fame with hits from the notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and more. Diddy wasn't just a producer, he was a brand, a visionary who turned his passion for music into a multi-million-dollar empire. For someone like him, reputation was everything. So, when Shakur's diss track started gaining traction, the stakes couldn't have been higher. If there's one thing Diddy has always been known for, it's his relentless ability to protect his brand at all costs. But would he go so far as to orchestrate something as extreme as what Keefe D is alleging? That's the question everyone is asking.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands.
Keefe's claims extend beyond the alleged meeting where Diddy supposedly made his offer. He has also recounted events suggesting a deeper link between the Bad Boy camp and the Southside crew. In one account, Keefe recalls being approached by individuals close to Diddy who allegedly wanted to ensure the issue was handled. Keefe has even claimed that Diddy's fear of Suge Knight influenced his decisions. He was terrified of Suge, Keefe said in one interview. He didn't want a face-to-face confrontation, so he left it to us. These unverified statements paint a picture of a man navigating a dangerously complex world. Then there's the matter of payment. According to Keefe, the promised deal was never fully honored. He claims he was assured a significant sum, but never received it directly. Instead, the money was allegedly funneled through intermediaries, leaving Keefe feeling shortchanged. This detail has led some to question Keefe's motives for speaking out now. Is he seeking to set the record straight, or settling an old score? Either way, his allegations have reignited a conversation many believed was long resolved. So, where does this leave us? Are we any closer to uncovering the truth about that fateful night in Las Vegas? Or are we witnessing history repeat itself with new faces stepping into old roles? As the trial date looms, the questions continue to mount, while the answers remain just out of reach. One thing is clear, this story is far from over, and the truth, whatever it turns out to be, will undoubtedly reshape the legacies of everyone involved. Who will emerge unscathed, and who will be left to pick up the pieces? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity news and updates.